Trent does not deserve over 200 grand a week. He's never in his career been as consistent as VVD, Alisson or Salah. Wow. Big statement. Pronoun dilemma. I think there's probably something to what you say to some extent. Do I feel Trent's ever shown the consistency of the gentleman you've spoken about? No, I don't. I think that's a fair critique. But there is other parts of it that I think probably inflate his wage demand. The fact he's homegrown, the fact that he's a local boy, the fact that he's been at the club all of his life, the fact that this summer he's come back to the club and looks like a senior player now, carries himself in a slightly different way, is the vice captain of the football club, of course, as well. But I understand where you're coming from. You know, I'll be honest about it. If Trent wasn't a Scouser or English and was asking for 250 grand a week, I would say not a fucking hope. So I get where you're coming from. And he's also a bit of a media darling compared to... It's weird the way it works, isn't it? You like sometimes the narrative helps shape the consensus amongst those fans. But I get where you're coming from. You know, I'm certainly not going to slag you for it. The comment on Trent is crazy. This boy has served the club, the first team, since he was 17. We need to show him a bit more respect. But the comment wasn't saying Trent is shit or knocking Trent. I thought the comment was at least worth a conversation. Can we say that he's been a model of consistency? I don't think you can. You can say he's had huge moments and certainly can have a huge influence on games. But I think what the original poster said was he's not up there with the consistency levels of a Virgil van Dijk or an Alisson Becker or a Mohamed Salah, and I don't think that he's wrong in saying that. Do you think Trent Alexander-Arnold would perform better in Xabi's system as a wing-back? As a wing-back, no. As a midfielder, yes. I think Xabi's system would suit Trent more because I think there's a more natural double pivot from the play in rather than the hybrid role Jurgen Hassan plays in where, again, we're nervous out of possession against certain teams who can exploit that space. Not being consistent and still sets the bar. Top players in the world shows Trent is class. Again, I feel like people are getting very defensive of what the original poster said. I certainly didn't interpret it as a slight against Trent. I just felt like they were saying that they don't believe that 250 G's a week is a level of consistency that Trent is showing. But you've also raised some good points, mate. You know, he has set the bar high on occasion, but he's also... Like, there are games that I can't lie, I've been screaming at him, thinking he's just not putting the effort in to get back. That Real Madrid game will sit with me forever. But then you talk about the goal he scored against Manchester City and the impact that he has from the centre of the pitch with the assists and the passing ability. So I understand both sides of it. I think you've both raised some good points. Jeremy said, about Trent, I think he should be moved to midfield and let Connor play right back. He's proven already that he's good. Oh, Jeremy, I'm with you on that, sir. I'm fully with you. Right now, I feel more confident having either Joe Gomez or Connor Bradley at right back. Particularly Connor Bradley because I'm excited by what his future could be. But then I guess we come right back to the conversation about where does Trent play? Because it would feel very unfair to drop Trent. It's a tough one. The system isn't lending itself to Trent is basically I think where I'm trying to get at. Ben Brady said, I personally think Trent is built for Madrid where he can be considered the best right back of all time. I would love him to stay forever though. I'm going to be honest, Ben. There is a part of me in recent times that has wondered if Trent would make that move to Real Madrid. Because often at times in life it's about timing, right? And we know the friendship he has with Jude Bellingham, who's, you know, very quickly settled and shown his class at Real Madrid. For the way Real Madrid play and the attributes Trent has, I could see him being, like you've said, a huge success in La Liga with Real Madrid. I just haven't been able to broach the subject properly in my mind because I think of him as a Liverpool boy and maybe a one-club man. But I don't know if that's how he sees the world, or maybe he would feel like moving away from the bubble of being the local kid at Liverpool to a club like Real Madrid where maybe he can just concentrate on playing football and not having to be the star boy as an example. Maybe that appeals to him, I don't know, which is what kind of makes this whole contract renewal interesting because what you keep hearing from the media side is that they don't expect it to be a problem with the negotiation with Trent. You know, they'll talk about money or whatever, but everybody feels like this is the easiest one of the three for him, Verge, and Mo. Maybe we've read it wrong. I hope we haven't, because it would be weird to see a player that a lot of people said is overhyped go to Real Madrid, and then all of a sudden people change their tune and go, no, he was brilliant. But now he's at Real Madrid, he's even more brilliant. Because when he's at Liverpool, he's been criticised by all opposition fans and Roy Keane talking absolute shite, as he always does, about Trent's inability to defend.